What do you like about Willenhall?
I like the road to Stafford that I take.
What would you change in your local area and why?
The environment, there's just all glitter on the floor, and pollution of the factory, because it hurts my lungs, damaging.
And not be dependent on Europe anymore, because the bankers, I'm afraid, are bringing us all down into a quagmire of mess. They're making, they're not giving us any jobs, blah blah blah. They're reaping off the rewards themselves, and it's not making it fair for you guys who are not going to get a job in the future once you've got your degrees, blah blah blah. I could go on forever about it. But look at Greece, man. I used to go to Greece every year, and look at it, it's down in the dumps now. If you ever get the chance to go to Greece, go. Forget the euro though, it's had it.
You said that the EU shouldn't even exist and that we shouldn't be part of it.
They said that Greece has gone down in the dumps because it used to go every year.
What do you like about your local area and why?
It's just a nice little area. It's the arty part of the town centre. It's still joined onto the city centre, but it's far enough away to not be in the mainstream with the rest of the shops.
How do you think this area will be in 100 years?
In 100 years' time, I'm unsure, because if you look at it 100 years ago, it's nothing like it is now. The streets are different, the pubs are different, the shops are different, you'd never recognise it.
Do you still think that it'll be artistic?
I hope so, just because this is where all the artist studios, the music studios are, and there's no other part of Birmingham that's like Digbeth.
Do you think the UK should be part of the EU?
Yeah, I think it should, just because of, well, from my point of view, it'd be a lot easier for me, just because all my products are imported from Europe. So from my point of view, it'd be a lot helpful for me.
My hand up.
We've just interviewed somebody and they said that they think that Trade's good because they buy all the products from the from the European, and that it's easier to transport and that.
I don't know, I forgot. He hopes it'll be all artistic like it is now, but we don't know, because it wasn't like this 100 years ago.
Okay, so you're talking about the local area that this man works in, and he hopefully it'll stay the same, yeah?
Yeah, and it's a busy shop like around this area.
Okay.
Languages. Hands up. Who speaks another language apart from English? Do you speak? Oh, well done. Well, yes. The languages that you hear, obviously, official languages of the European Union, and therefore they are European languages. Obviously, if you speak Punjabi or Chinese or Swahili or whatever, it's very useful, but not in the context of the European Union. We have 23 official languages in the European Union, which is a huge number. It's much more than in the United Nations, and there are, of course, far more countries that belong to the United Nations than belong to the European Union. The general rule is one language per member state. Now, there are 23 official languages in the EU, but how many countries are member states of the EU? Exactly. Why the difference? 27 countries, but only 23 languages. Why? Well done, exactly. Some countries don't have their own language. Which country are we in now? Exactly. Do you know, is there a Belgian language? There isn't. So what do they speak in Belgium?
French, Dutch and
French, Dutch and German. Well done. Those are the three official languages. So there's no Belgian language. What about Austria?
More in the UK, or the people do, than they do in France, because they rent here and in France, and in the UK they want to buy. So if we have an interest rate increase, it hurts more people. 1% bank rate means more people are paying higher mortgages, whereas it doesn't in France, because they buy clothes. It's well known that the French dress well, spend their income on clothes, whereas the English don't particularly spend their income on clothes. They want to invest it in property, and that's what happens. So we're all slightly different. We have different traditions. He was talking about democracies. Democracies in Europe is true. Yes, you have to be a democracy, but the EU itself isn't a democracy. It is not. It puts me and people like me in, who are voted in, but when we get here we have no power, because the Commission are the people that make the power, and they're not elected. They're chosen. They're chosen by the respective governments, and they make all the rules here, and they can ignore the votes of the MEPs. So what we do in the Parliament here is only an indication to the Commission as to what they can do. So we get all sorts of stuff out of here that we haven't voted for. So it isn't a democracy. So he talks about you have to be a democracy to join, but we are left with a situation where we are now citizens of the European Union, and yet it is not a democracy.